Last Saturday, April 6, the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League began and opened its 6th season in Calasiao, Pangasinan with a very exciting and colorful opening ceremony that was graced with a performance of Pangasinan's very own Mito Yambing, and we witnessed the parade of teams with their beautiful and gorgeous muses. Of course, there was a best muse that was awarded to the Abra Weavers muse, which was Barbie Imperial, and 4 other muses were awarded cash prizes as well as the top 5 muses in our opening ceremonies. This proves to be one of the most exciting, if not the most exciting season yet in the history of the league. A lot of player movement, many teams coming back, many teams building stronger rosters, many teams wanting to topple the defending champions. The Pampanga Giant Lanterns, the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards have also retooled and have undergone new leadership. And of course, we welcome 3 new teams: the Pangasinan Heat Waves, the Abra Weavers, and the Tarlac United Force. Coach Kenneth Doremdes, our beloved commissioner, opening the games at the end of those ceremonies. And of course, today we have day 2 of the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League 6th season. We are live from Orion, Bataan for our Monday triple header. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have Sarangani and Bataan for our last game. Of course, earlier we had Bicolandia and Mindoro, Marikina and Negros. Magandang gabi muli sa inyong lahat, sa lahat na nanonood sa MPTV Signal Channel 98, on Satellite Channel 53, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Pilipinas Live. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez. Coach Mike, both of the teams that are facing each other for our last game, Bataan and Sarangani, they have undergone a lot of changes. Well, Bataan, medyo konti lang naman ang naging dagdag, but still the same core. But for Sarangani, this is a totally new team. Which of these teams you think will be able to get one up in this game?
Well, it really matters how these two teams would be performing considering the new talent that they have. A lot of the teams are actually rebuilding. Sabi mo nga, marami ring mga holdovers from Bataan, but Sarangani is gonna be out there proving that their new ones can actually perform in the tonight's game.
Third member of our broadcast panel is Miss Andrea Endicio. And Andrea, I do believe you have something to remind our Bataan fans.
First of all, good evening to you both at sa ating mga kaliga na nanonood ngayong gabi. And of course, I am very excited to be witnessing this main event of this evening. At alam nyo ba, holiday bukas, araw ng kagitingan, which also happens to be araw ng Bataan. Well, will this be a treat from the Risers at another reason para sa mga taga-Bataan para mag-celebrate? Abangan natin yan. Right, Javi and Coach Mike?
Thank you so much, Andrea. We'll be hearing her reports later on as this game progresses. Let's dive down into our pregame discussion. Pag-usapan natin ang lineup ng Sarangani Marlins, which is still headed by head coach John Calios. Pero sinabi na nga natin kanina, Coach, this is a different lineup from last year. 2 years ago, they made the playoffs. Last year, it was a disappointing performance for them. They missed the playoffs by just a game.
Yeah, and matter of fact, only one holdover. I guess that's key para dito sa Sarangani, and that's Jordan Santa Ana, and he's gonna be expected to play that role of, I guess, continuity on the side of Sarangani as they bring in new guys like Jeb Bulawan. Ryan Sual is going to be very interesting to match up along with Jordan Santa Ana. And as long as the lengthy bigs, King Destacamento, Jess Deputado, and even Coy Alves, those guys are going to be lengthy right down there on the block.
Well, unfortunately, Jordan Santa Ana will not be suiting up for today's game. Malalaman natin kay Andrea kung bakit. Tawid naman tayo sa kabilang panig. Let's talk about the Bataan Risers, who still have that core of James Castro, RV Bringas, Jamil Gabawan. They are all still there in that lineup, but now they are joined by new players like Rafi Octobre.
Yeah, in this season of a lot of changes, I feel Bataan Risers has the much core of guards that's available for them this season. I mean, you're talking about Dom Vera, Ives Sasol, Chris Tarado, even Robbie Darang is gonna be in there, and it's expected, I expect him personally to be able to rise up and to perform for Bataan this season.
Reigning UCAL MVP Robbie Darang raring to make an even better performance, perhaps maybe even in a starting role para sa season na to. Well, let's get the show on the road, ladies and gentlemen. Let's turn you over to Miguel Perey for the start of this ball game.
fans, and it's great to see you again here at Orion Sports Complex. Welcome to our main game between Sarangani and your One Bataan. This is the 2024 Buenas Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6, presented by Extreme. Here are the starters. First, for Sarangani Marlins. Starting at guard, number 7, Jomar Madayag. Also at guard, number 77, Felix Villarente. At center, number 34, King Destacamento. At forward, number 44, Ryan Sual. And at power forward, number 13, Coy Alves. Head coach for Sarangani Marlins is Master J.K. John Calios. Assistant coaches Gilbert Cole, Joshua Inocentes, Jock Labrador, Jock Cleopas, Aaron Saringan, and John Cobarubias. Team manager is Andrew Bellarmino. And now, Orion Sports Complex. Get on your feet, because it's time to meet the starting unit for your One Bataan Risers. Kamaya Coast. Starting at guard, number 8, Dom Vera. Power forward, number 11, Rafi Octobre. Starting at guard, number 25, Chris Torrado. At center, number 16, RV Bringas. And at small forward, number 22, your very own from Hermosa, Bataan, Ives Sazon. Head coach for your One Bataan Risers, Kamaya Coast, is Yudi Ilagan. Associate head coach is Rene Baina. Assistant coaches Brian Gorospe, Prince Cruz, Ernie Laurel, Louie Cortina, and Marvin Molina.
Starting 5 of this game brought to you by Buenas. Jomar Madayag, Felix Villarente, King Destacamento, Ryan Sual, and Coy Alves. All new names para kay Coach John Calio. Sa kabilang panig naman, it's Chris Torrado and Dom Vera in the backcourt. RV Bringas, Ives Sazon, and Rafi Octobre in the front line for Coach Rene Baina and the Bataan Risers.
And boy, when you look at that lineup of the Bataan Risers, the mere fact that you inserted Rafi Octubre right there brings in a different dimension to the Risers team this season.
And for Sarangani, coach, these 5 players on the floor are all new faces para kay Coach John Calios.
Right.
Opening tip goes to Bataan. The Risers competed in our preseason tournament in Gensan a couple of months ago, and they put on a decent showing there. Just fell short of making the championship. RV Bringas continues to play here for his hometown squad, the Bataan Risers. And how big will he be, coach, this season?
Well, it's going to be huge because right off the bat, you saw that first possession, they wanted to go to him and test what he can do against this lengthy defense.
Ryan Sual showing us what he can do from the outside. Last year playing for the Imus SB squad, he gets Sarangani on the board with 2 points. A stop here for the Marlins. Madayag pulls up for 3. Well, he's showing us that he is not shy and that Coach John Calios has given him the green light. There you see also the concurrent head coach of the San Sebastian Stags in the NCAA.
And I like the energy that Madayag brings in that very early possession. It shows how much he's really given that go signal, as you mentioned.
Bringas cheers from the crowd as he held that basketball. Torrado in a crowd. He's clobbered by the defense, but a foul will be whistled against Jomar Madayag.
That just shows you the maturity of Chris Torrado. I mean, right there, he's in the corner. He's up against King Destacamento. No way he was going to take that shot. And so dribble, penetrate, and try to test that lateral defense of King Destacamento. He was late, and he's now on the free throw.
Chris Torrado, a fan favorite here in Bataan. Of course, last year we did have all of their home games at the Bataan People's Center, but for now we will be having it here at the newly renovated Orion Sports Complex here in Kamalig, Bataan.
And I'm very sure Chris Torado has benefited from playing alongside Dan Sara in the previous year. And so a lot of learnings from there.
Felix Villarente pulling up from short range. Heads up play there by Don Vera to keep it alive, throwing it off Ryan Suwal.
And this two-headed monster of Sason and Don Vera still very much potent. And you add a third head to that one, Rafi Octubre. Whew. Gonna be a lot to handle.
Octubre misses his first shot right there as a Bataan riser. Remember, Rafi Octubre was one of the main reasons why they were able to pin the first loss on the Pampanga Giant Lanterns when he was still playing for Batangas City last year on their home floor.
And he made a huge impact in that only loss by Pampanga in Batangas. And so that really spelled what his role is in Batangas in that game.
Turnover forced there by Madayag. You're looking at this lineup coached by Sarangani. So much different from last year, especially a couple of years back when they made the playoffs. Kung kailan nasa kanila pa si Kit Jimenez.
Yep. Pero gusto ko yung length nitong si Coy Alves at saka ni King Destacamento. These guys can actually run the entire 94 feet of the floor together with their guards. So Ryan Suwal will have finishers alongside with him if that happens in a game.
So would you say that this is the type of lineup, or at least in terms of the composition, in terms of the physical attributes of these players, are the players that Coach John Calios wants for his system?
Yeah, definitely. You know, how he plays that game, he loves to play with a lot of pace. And bringing in Coy Alves with his maturity on the game, especially, you know, playing long floors. And King Destacamento, that's a good buddy right there for Coy.
Coach John Calios arguing a call right there. He's said that the ball was still in play. The shot clock did not expire. Ryan Suwal was able to swish a three-pointer. Coach JK arguing that it should have counted.
Yep, and boy, that shot too by Ryan Suwal looked good. And when you talk about Ryan Suwal also, he's an experienced player and experienced guard. Let's see here.
He gets by Don Vera with that fake.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't a shot clock violation.
It was a foul.
That was called. It was a foul.
Yeah.
So Sarangani will still keep possession. Foul was against Bataan. Fresh 14 to work with here for Sarangani. Madayag, this is a great matchup against Chris Torado.
Oh,
lefty
man.
versus lefty. Point guard. Explosive. The both of them. Just that at that possession, Madayag steps on that sideline.
And this is going to be a matchup to watch. Madayag and Chris Torado. What else can you say about these two guys?
Look at that. Check them out going out against each other. Ooh, that was tough. Suwal trying to pay the passing lanes. It will stay with Bataan. For Bataan coach last year, they already had a very formidable roster.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you think they missed the playoffs?
Well, because it's a lot of competition on the South as well. And so because of that manner of how these teams were playing back then in their division, or in the North rather, really very tough, especially as you go up against Pampanga and the other northern teams. But I do agree with you. There was a formidable team. And so now, bringing in Rafi Octubre to the play is going to give them a different look altogether this season.
If you look at their lineup, you know, you have serviceable and very able players like RB bringing us a quick spin to the basket, getting the bucket plus the foul.
That's his usual sign of burger time right there. Spinning baseline, going away from the double and just finishing.
This is the play of the game brought to you by Buenas. RB Bringas announcing his entry into the 6th season of the MPBL.
you know, and as much as Coach Louis has, you know, the little guys group, it's called the big guys too, or RV bring us
The Little Giants.
the little giants. This time the big ones, like Ken Bono earlier. I mean, those guys have really good control at the post.
O sige, Coach. Kung Little Giants yung kay Coach Louie, ikaw, ano may itatawag mo sa mga tulad ni RB Bringas?
The big boy band.
Sige, gagamitin natin yan. So it's the Little Giants of Coach Louie Gonzalez and the big boy band of Coach Mike Perez, which now consists of Ken Bono and RV Bringas.
Right.
Sual trying to kiss it off the glass. It is a little too late for the bank. 4-all is the score. Under 7 minutes to play here in the first. Bringas trying to
Ooh.
track down that offensive rebound, and he hits a Sarangani player.
Was that Ryan? I think that's Ryan who went down.
Oh, was that right? No, that's not Sual.
No, that's not.
Let's take a look at that again. That's Anthony Roque.
Yeah, Anthony Roque, because they have the same hairstyle from this vantage point.
Same hairstyle, no?
Yeah.
Kala ko nga naka-headband rin eh. Coach John Calios wants an unsportsmanlike foul. Roque is still down on the floor. It is definitely not easy to get up from a hit coming from the lead singer of the big boy band, RV Bringas.
Yeah. And boy, he was moving too as he got hit.
Upon review,
Nag-clash talaga yung momentum nila eh.
Right.
Number 16, RV Bringas. That's his first foul, second team foul.
And
for
there you
the
go.
Bataan Risers.
Final decision by our officiating crew is an unsportsmanlike foul para kay RV Bringas. Well, he's lucky that it wasn't a disqualifying foul. Usually when it's above the shoulder, that is more than likely to be an ejection.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be like a clear play on the ball. So, but when you look at the character of Coach Rene Baena, I mean, it really fits the type of character that Bringas also brings to the game. Coach Rene Baena is a hardcore coach that expects nothing less from his players.
Coach Rene Baena has been out the professional basketball scene for quite some time, actually focusing on the collegiate and high school levels. But Coach, you remember him when he was coaching for San Beda. Aside from the things that you mentioned just a moment ago, what do you think he can bring more to the table here for Bataan?
Well, you know, just like what you saw right here, he's giving a lot of freedom for the players, understanding, giving them concepts and rules on how to engage themselves on the floor, but really the freedom that he gives them and expecting really nothing less from the guys of the entire team.
Chris Dorado with a score on the other side. Sual missing from three-point country. Bringas will not force the issue on the outlet. A steal by Ryan. Alves is ahead. Alves gathers. There's a foul against Rafi Octobre.
Man, look at the two guys who were out there running and the lead of transition. King Destacamento and Coy Alves. Exactly what I was talking about earlier.
This fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star Max. Win to the max. If they keep doing this, they definitely will win. The score so far is 8-6. The Marlins ahead by 2 with a chance to extend this to 3. Coy Alves is at the line for the bonus. Sam Peralta checks in for the first time para kay Coach John Calios. And with the way things have been going, it does look like Coach John Calios is liking what he's seeing here from the players that he's garnered from the off-season. Octobre couldn't get it from 3. Sazon offensive rebound. 2 points off the pass.
Yan naman na nagugustuhan mo dyan kay Yves Sazon. He's got enough power to try and box out action inside. And that time around, offensive rebound with a putback.
Sual off 2 screens against former newly graduated Diliman Blue Dragon, Robbie Darang, and that is a 3-pointer coming from Anthony Roque.
Well, Anthony Roque immediately on a catch-and-shoot situation. No defense closing out. You got to take it.
Darang now gets a screen from Octobre. Sazon, one dribble. Kick out, Dom Vera from the left wing. That definitely is a foul against former Imus player Megan Galang.
Yan ang binibit-bit naman. Itong si Dom Vera pagdating sa game. I mean, you cannot allow him to just be taking those threes freely. And so as a defender, you really by momentum are forced into him by gravity to close out long.
Dom Vera, a native of Quezon Province, came to this Bataan franchise along with Alex Ramos. And he has since been a valuable part of each coach's rotation. Remember, Bataan has had a lot of coaches changes since last year. This free throw was brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Last year, they started out with Coach Ricky Dandan. Eventually, it became Coach F. Francisco. Then Coach Alex Calueng took over. And then management deciding once again to go in a different direction, putting Rene Baina at the helm for the start of the 2024 season.
And I feel Coach Rene is going to be in here for a long haul. I mean, a lot of the players, I do believe, like how Coach Rene has been, coming together with all these schemes and all these plans, and the players are responding.
Now, Coach, how do you feel about some people saying that Coach Rene's style is too old school? Do you even see that right now?
Well, there's nothing old school about basketball. I mean, so long as you're putting the ball on the floor and you're teaching them how to react on the defense and making them really good shots from the outside or where the dribble penetrations, it's still basketball. None of that is old school, but it's real good.
New players on the floor here for the Risers. Mitchell Maines coming on over from the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, making his debut here for Bataan. Galang, stop, pop, could not get the three. Darang trying to get past Alves. Darang for two.
This is one season that Robbie Darang has got to rise up for Bataan. I mean, the way that he's been playing in the other leagues, it's time for him to show his stuff here.
Last UCAL season, won his second straight MVP award. He continued to show why he was the top dog for the Diliman College Blue Dragons. Robbie Darang, aside from the speed, aside from the scoring ability, it's the IQ and the willingness to also involve his teammates.
And let's not forget his vision. I mean, I've rarely seen a player that's got that full throttle speed. And then anytime he can just put the boosters on and, do a little bit faster than he normally does. And the thing is, sinasabi nila pag masyado ka mabilis, you're out of control. Robbie is exactly the opposite thing. He can boost it up and stay in control.
Yeah, we've seen this guy play so many times in his last collegiate season. You just can't help but marvel at how he moves on the court. Yung acceleration niya, ang bilis eh. Kumbaga sa kotse, pagtapak mo sa pedal, pwede mong isento agad eh.
Correct. At saka maliit siya pero yung tindig niya parang ang tangkad ng pakiramdam niya. That shows a lot of confidence in his ability to play this game amidst all the bigs.
Definitely not short of what you just said. Mitchell Maines failing to get his first 2 points as a member of the Bataan Risers, and he gets a foul right there after pushing off Anthony Roque.
A little bit of momentum right there, really trying to get some space to claim it and to be able to get that board action.
14-12 is the score. The Marlins continue to remain in the lead here. 3 minutes and 44 the time remaining on the clock. Bataan is already over the limit. That's why Roque will be taking 2. Let's take this opportunity to turn you over to Miss Andre Andisha for her report.
Coach John Calios told me the reason why his roster is made up of mostly young players. Mas madali daw kasi silang pasunurin. Aside from that, the younger ones are much more eager. Gustong sumikat, gustong magkapangalan. That's why these boys are more than willing to give their 100%. Coach John says that this team is now a developmental team, and to help him develop the young ones, andyan ang ilan sa mga veterano nila, namely Tumawas, Diputado, Alves, and Destacamento. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Meanwhile, that's Jeff Santos ultimately getting the score there after Jamil Gabawan forced an outlet pass from the other side.
But that report by Andrea was actually on point. As you see this move right here, good finish by Robbie.
And we take a look at our lucky fans of the game, brought to you by Buenas.
But Javi, we talked about the lengthy bigs of itong Sarangani. Let's not forget, they got really good guards too. Jess Deputado, Jason Sual as well as Megan Galang. Those guys can really hoist it from the outside and can compete against the guards of Bataan, not just Bataan Risers, but even the other teams.
Galang makes this a 2-possession ball game. Robbie Darang now, eye to eye against Rev Deputado. 40-33, this is a 3-possession ball game. Villarente, Madayag, Suwal, all joining hands in this rally for Sarangani. Gino Jamawas checking in for the first time. Welcome back to the MPBL, by the way, for the former San Sebastian Stag. Castro might have been blocked by Jamawas on that fast break attempt. Villarente, he loves those elbow jumpers. Jamawas gets the miss. That ball looks like last touch was on Ivesazo.
Did you see all those bigs running the floor? Missed the shot. Other big gets rebound. And boy, they're just loving this action from the Sarangani team.
They certainly are taking advantage of their speed, and it looks like it definitely is working. You know, aside from, of course, having the lead right now, it's been giving Coach Rene Baina a problem in inserting RV Bringas back into the game.
That's right. And Madayag's been a matchup problem too for Coach Rene Baina. He can field in Robbie Darang anytime he wants to, but you don't want to burn the entire energy of Robbie Darang just chasing Madayag. So you got to conserve that.
Well, it might be high time too to bring in maybe Chris Torado to match up against Madayag.
That's right.
Minus is back in for Bataan. 12 seconds on the shot clock for the guys in white. Suwal wants it up top. Jamawas instead is the one who gets the inbound. Jamawas, a deadly scorer, especially during his high school days with the Staglets. And the score by Peralta off the glass.
Oh, and how forceful was that? Really with the conviction to go and dribble penetrate on that shot attempt.
Sazon, 2 dribbles and the pull-up is pure.
Well, amidst all this chaos, that smooth jumper looked really sweet.
Oh my goodness, what did I just see?
Oh, wow.
Felix Villarente, right after that made basket, wasted no time. He went into rush hour, went all the way to the cup.
Oh, yeah.
Santos to a cutting Mitchell minus, and that's one of the easiest 2 points he'll get tonight. Octobre playing the passing lanes. Santos now against Suwal. Minus down low. He has the advantage against Villarente. There's a whistle on the baseline. It seems there's a foul against San Peralta.
Well, that was a good read by Octubre right there. He saw that mismatch underneath.
This is the Buenas play of the game, and why not? We've been seeing this set here for Bataan. Every time there's someone who drives on one wing, there's another guy who drives on the opposite quadrant.
Yeah, that's almost the concept that they follow, I guess.
The yellow light is on here. Coach John Calios wanting to challenge that last foul call. But it seems there was also a technical call, am I right?
I didn't see the technical, I just saw the challenge, so we'll see how that goes. But to your point, Javi, when you mentioned about that drive one side, the wing drive and that opposite 45 cut, that I guess is the concept that they're following. Somebody drives on one side of the floor, that weak side should do that 45 cut, and that corner should lift to replace the guy who cut. And so a lot of the concepts are really being done here by the team of Coach Rene Baena. And when you say it's old school, yeah, call it old school, but that's how it is. That's still basketball.
Coach John Calios is still furious on that Sarangani sideline. You saw him give a piece of his mind to Gino Chumawas after that missed assignment on Mitchell Minus a couple of plays back.
But he's got to keep his cool. His team is up, and they're doing really good. And there's so much basketball to be played here.
Zach Felipe is in for the first time for Sarangani. Let's wait for the final decision that will be announced shortly here by
Upon
Miguel
review,
Pere.
the challenge was unsuccessful.
The challenge is unsuccessful, and therefore Sarangani will not have any more challenges to use for the remainder of this ball game. Let's take a look at it again. Minus catches the lob going up against the smaller Villarente. And then there's the hit there on the arm by Peralta. Mitchell Minus, once part of Pampanga's three-headed monster, along with Archie Concepcion and Jason Apolonio. Well, that definitely changed last year when Pampanga decided to get bigger giant lanterns to their fold in Encho Serrano and reigning MVP Justin Balti Baltazar.
And this game has really caught a lot of the attention of some of our coaches who are watching. One of them, Coach Raymond Paul Ferrer, who's a huge Pampanga Giant Lantern fan, is saying this is a really good game.
Suwal toying with the defense.
Wow.
Slip for a bit. Suwal puts it up. Can't make the floater, but he was pushed on the way down. Ryan Suwal telling everybody watching here in the Orion Sports Complex and everybody watching on their screens, I can score the basketball.
And the thing is, he's doing it with a lot of comfort, and it's so easy to look at. When you see that dribble penetration, he lost his footing, sure, fine. But he got his arm to regain his balance and to be able to still make another attempt leading up to this free throw shots.
However, despite his supremacy from three-point country, he misses the first free throw. 0 out of 2 para kay Ryan Suwal. You know, sometimes that happens. No?
Yeah.
When you're a gifted three-point shooter from the line, hindi ka masyadong nakakashoot. It has something to do sometimes with the pulse.
Yeah. Kasi feeling mo masyadong malapit.
Oo. Villarente, meanwhile, taking the mantle momentarily here from Ryan Suwal, telling him, all right, bro, I got you here.
And all of the Sarangani players seems like they're kamikaze right now, trying to do everything to come home with a win tonight.
Felipe pushing the envelope, finding Villarente, the crossover to the baseline, and the finger roll for 2 points. The lead still at 8 here for Sarangani, 46-38. Last year, the Marlins had an 11-17 record, 10th in the South Division, and missed the playoffs by just 3 wins. This year, Coach John Calios said earlier in Andrea's report that this might be a developmental team with all the young guns in the roster. Well, you know, similar to what they had last year, a lot of his San Sebastian players in the roster. But it looks like the difference with this year's lineup for them is a lot of them have something to prove.
Yeah, and you know, if it's any indication of all the things that we've seen, everybody's going for that playoff run.
Carl Bringas announces his entry into the ball game and into the MPBL with 2 points off the bench. That's instant impact. Gino Jumawas kicks it out. San Felipe, the extra pass. Corner pocket three, no good. Anthony Roque throws it to Ives Sazon. Gaban is all alone on the other side for 2 points. So that's 4 straight quick ones for the Risers after the timeout.
Get me a guy that big who steals the ball and runs the other way. You want him on your team, speaking of Gaban.
Villarente. Now to San Felipe. Jumawas, power dribble. 2 points inside for Gino Jumawas.
Well, it's just the movement of these players that you see, the conviction of, you know, understanding where they want to go on each side of the floor.
Talagang pag gumalaw sila, desididong sila sa
decidido
gagawin nila. No? Mitchell Minus short on the short stab right there.
Walang second guessing, lahat with conviction, no?
Under a minute to play here in the first half. Villarente swings it to the left side. Jumawas with a hand in his face, no good. Gaban with the rebound. At 6 rebounds in a game now for Jamil. Minus kicks it out. Bringas thought that it was off a Sarangani player. First, let's take a look at this fast break of the game that's brought to you by New Star Max. Win to the max. Jamil Gaban with 4 points in this game to go with his 6 rebounds. At Sarangani still in the lead by a few points, 6 to be exact, 48 to 42. Villarente at the controls here for the white shirts. Little corner set up, they slip the screen. Destacamento has nowhere to go. Shot clock winding down. Alves could not reach for it. Sazon against 2 white shirts. San Felipe looks like he swatted it from behind. It just seems that everybody off that Sarangani bench is willing to leave it all out on the floor and give it their 100% on both sides of the basketball.
This is feeling like college basketball right here. I mean, the atmosphere, the way the players are showing off their stuff. For crying out loud, you see King Destacamento. He was the one who made that error at the other end, but quickly getting back in there and defending.
Last shot time here for Sarangani, and guess who has the basketball? Ryan Suwal now. 3-pointer on the way. He dials it down once again. Mr. Suwal delivering the goods from 3-point country.
You miss 2 free throws and you make a 3 with the shot clock and the quarter clock winding down. Oh, man.
Bawing-bawi ka na siguro.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 is always better than 2, right?
Right, I agree.
Ryan Suwal, 4 out of 7 from downtown, 14 points in the game, along with 4 rebounds. He has razzled and dazzled, especially from the great beyond here in the first half.
Man, 12 of those 14 coming from threes. Wow.
Sarangani up by 9 points, 51 to 42 against the Bataan Risers. This halftime score is brought to you by GameX. Halftime analysis sa aming pagbabalik. Halftime now between the Bataan Risers and Sarangani Marlins. The score is 51-42. No, hindi po kayo nagkakamali. Ganyan po talaga ang score. Lamang po ang Sarangani ng Siyam, 51-42. And look at the numbers here after the first 20 minutes of action. Coach Mike, it's been a crazy outing from three-point country here for Sarangani in the first half.
Well, actually, after a close first quarter, it's been all Sarangani come the second, making one more field goal in lesser field goal attempts, 45% and 39% respectively for Sarangani and Bataan. But when you look at the rebounds, it's almost the same. The assists, though, a lot different than the story of Bataan. They're actually doing a good job finding open guys, distributing, but it's really just the inside points of Bataan that's keeping them in this game. 26 points in all, but somebody's got to check the three. In 3-point made ng Sarangani, they made 6 out of 22 attempts, whereas Bataan Risers only attempted 8 times and made 3. And so that's been the story so far. And this guy right here, Ryan Suwal, he's waxing hot from 3.
14 points, 4 3-pointers in this game so far for the former Imus player. Felix Villarente is not far behind with 10. Anthony Roque with 7. Megan Galang with a couple of threes himself for 6 points. Sa kabilang panig naman, it's Dom Vera leading the way for the Risers with 8. Jeff Santos has 7 minus with 5. Ibis Sazon with just 4 points to show for para kay Coach Rene Baina.
Yeah, and when you look at the lineup of Bataan Risers, you hope you'd see more of Robbie Darang and Chris Torado. I feel they got to get more minutes in there, considering the pace at which this game is being played.
Let's see what kind of adjustments Coach Rene Baina talked about with his team in the dugout. They are, after all, defending their home floor here at the Orion Sports Complex. Both of these teams playing their first games of the season. This is day 2 of the 2024 MPBL season. Abby Palanya joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Indicio. Earlier, we had the Mindoro Tamaraos escaping the Bicolandia Oragons, while the Negros Muscovados getting a dominant victory against the Marikina Shoemasters.
I love how Sarangani is actually putting King Destacamento to defend against the wing.
Villarente has hit a bunch of his shots from that area on the floor. What a shot by Jomar Madayag.
Let me tell you this, guys. At halftime, Madayag was shooting shots from way outside. Each time that same jump doesn't change. That jumper too included.
He's just a ball of immense energy. Ito si Jomar Madayag. Offensive rebound for Jeff Santos and the stick back as well. Santos is joined by the two Bringases plus Dom Vera and Mitchell Minus to start this third quarter. For Sarangani, it's Suwal, Destacamento, Alves, Villarente, and Madayag. King getting 2 points inside.
That entire left side of the floor left for King Destacamento to operate on.
Minus against the smaller Madayag, attacking the zone. Mitchell Minus couldn't get it. Bringas, couple of fakes, gets the 2 points over 2 defenders.
What more can you ask from RB Bringas? 2 lengthy players right in front of him, but able to finish strong.
Destacamento at the elbow. Alves, jumper short. Bringas with a rebound. That's Carl. Vera almost got that stolen by Suwal. Carl, Pinoy step and the score.
Now we've seen everything here. All these footwork, all these jump shots, all those made threes. This is a very entertaining game.
The creativity just continues to flow for almost every player on the floor here. Not just in this game, but for the whole triple header that we've had here at the Orion Sports Complex.
Right, and I agree to that, Javi, as you saw Villarente really driving right at the heart of the defense, not minding who was there. And really just trying to finish a little bit closer to the rim.
Now, Coach, we talked about the assists total during our halftime analysis. It's 14-8 in favor of Bataan. They're +6 in that department. Those 8 assists for Sarangani, does that even worry you right now if you're Coach John Calios?
Well, if you talk about ball distribution, yes, a little bit. But, you know, in the matter of efficiency, like this one, you know, you're not worrying about those shots because you're making it.
Transition 3 missed there by Ryan Suwal. Bringas is doubled. He wants it back. Repost against Koy Alves. Santos relocates. Santos, tough angle. That's going to be 2 free throws coming up para sa kanya.
Well, Suwal really prevented that baseline spin by RV Bringas. Once he saw that ball get reposted, went baseline side to check on that area.
Now, let's check in with Miss Andrea Endicio.
During the halftime mula sa panig ng Bataan, Coach Goody Ilagan pointed out that his boys weren't able to execute properly in the first half. Yung pinractice daw nila mukhang hindi nag-reflect. Ino-overthink daw kasi ng mga players niya ang kanilang movements. And so he did some awakening to his boys and said expect a different risers in the second half. Sa kabilang panig naman, unlike the usual halftime huddles, actually the Marlins didn't go inside their dugout. Nasa labas lang sila and all they did was pray. Coach John just said to continue what they're doing because so far, he is liking what he is seeing. Kaya pala Suzuki half-court shot pa lang, nakabalik na ang Marlins. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Andrea. And he definitely is having his prayers answered so far here in the third quarter as Ryan Suwal drains another 3-point shot to make this an 11-point lead, 60-49. Santos answers back on the other side for Bataan. Madayag just speeding and zooming into the front court, drawing a foul against Dom Vera to his complete, utter frustration.
Yeah, and you know, I like how Villarente is actually attacking. Look at this step here. Woo!
And that brings about our lucky fan of the game that's brought to you by Buenas. Suwal now to Destacamento. There's a foul away from play. And once again, it's going to go against Dom Vera.
Yeah, he's got to watch it. Well, Dom Vera actually sometimes has got those games. You've got, you know, fouls in succession. And so you have to be able to defend without having to, you know, extend an arm. Just keep your legs moving and staying in front of the guy that you're defending.
That's 4th foul now of the game for Dom Vera. That's why Coach Rene Baena elects to insert Ives Sazon back into this match.
Speed-wise, at least when you look at the personnel, it looks like advantage Sarangani, but we'll see how this plays out para sa Bataan Risers.
Suwal from the baseline gets the handoff on the right side. Knew it was short. Gets his own miss. Destacamento to Villarente. Felix sprays it out. Alves knew it was good. He left that follow through to show for.
Yeah, he's very comfortable with that area. That's very standard with the movement of Koy Alves. He loves that spot.
Lead still in double figures. Minus strong attack to the basket. Not much resistance from the interior for Sarangani.
I'll talk about not second-guessing yourself.
Alves might have rushed that. Mitchell now pushing. A lot of white shirts in the area. Madayag almost got the steal from behind.
Oh, Madayag, the way that he's playing, at the pace that he's going, he's just all over the place.
Look at that. Mitchell minus soaring and scoring right there for Bataan. I'd like to take this opportunity to greet a happy birthday to Agent Josie Marie Palubon from Sir Ordex and troops of Pidea Zambales. Happy birthday po sa inyo and happy viewing. Happy viewing as well to everybody watching on Facebook and on YouTube, on 1PH, on MPTV Signal Channel 98 and Satellite Channel 53. This is the 6th season of the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Now this matchup is gonna be interesting. Robbie Darang against Madayag.
Gabawan wants to go inside to Ron Lastimosa, who has checked in for the first time this game. Darang, top of the circle, 3 off to the left. There's a foul. And a confrontation after between Gabawan and Koy Alves.
Yeah, and Gabawan reacting after Koy Alves did a little clap. He was actually, applauding because there was a foul called to their favor. And that might come out differently for Gabawan.
Well, for the most part, it's been very frustrating for Jamil Gabawan, who is really out here to win, I am sure, as well as all his other teammates. But they haven't been getting as much quality possessions, unlike Sarangani has in this game.
Yeah, and the fans right here are a little bit restless now because they're seeing their team trailing so far after that really strong second quarter.
It's actually been very quiet here inside the Orion Sports Complex for quite some time already.
Yep.
And just a couple of big baskets, some home run hits by the Risers, and the people here inside Bataan will come alive, I assure you.
Yep. There's one real good haymaker, and these guys gonna be back out there supporting their team. Right now, everybody's holding on to their seats, looking at an 8-point deficit in their home court.
This is just waiting to erupt, talking about the crowd here at the Orion Sports Complex. It is, after all, araw ng Davao tomorrow, araw ng Bataan, I'm sorry, tomorrow, and araw ng Kagitingan.
Technical foul on number 39, Jamil Gabawan, for taunting.
So he gets a technical for that one. But when you look at the lineup naman of Sarangani, everybody covers a really good length of the floor, including those big guys, King Destacamento and Koy Alves.
Let's take a look again at what happened. This was the 3-point shot from Robbie Darang, and watch Gabawan and Alves go at it at the bottom of the basket. There was the push by Gabawan. That prompts our baseline referee to call that foul. And what you didn't see was
the clap.
Both guys actually got into each other's faces. Koy Alves is actually the one called for the technical foul, not Jamil Gabawan. It's a personal foul against Jamil Gabawan on the loose ball, but the technical is against Koy Alves.
Okay, that clears things out.
So Gabawan will be taking the technical free throw here.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, he misses. Pretty puzzling to me that Gabawan was the one allowed to take the technical free throw. You could choose any player on the floor to shoot that shot. Could have been a better free throw shooter like Robbie Darang, Ebesasan, even Ron Lastimosa.
Not to take anything away from Gabawan, but you need these points here.
They're down by 8. Talking about the Risers. They get the steal though. Lastimosa ahead. Gabawan couldn't finish on the layup. Villarente to the right side. Sual short on the shot. Lastimosa, the lob. A long one to Alex Ramos. Sazon for 3. No good. The tap, it ends up with Ryan Sual. Sual gets stolen from behind by Darang. Sazon, that's an easy 2 points. A walk in the park for Neves.
This might just be a little momentum that Bataan is waiting for. Down only 6 here. Gotta get a good stop.
And suddenly the cheers are alive here inside the venue. Koy Alves almost lost that to a turnover, but referee saying it will stay with the Marlins with 12 on the shot clock. Here was the steal. Credit that to Robbie Darang. And then the pitch shot, the leak out, the score, and the finish by Ebesasan.
Well, kids could learn a thing or two on that situation. Once you get beat by the guy that you're defending, at least when you go down, try and do a ball tap and, try and force a steal. Exactly what Robbie Darang did.
couple of substitutions for Coach John Calios, Anthony Roque, and Sam Peralta checking back into the game. Roque trying to fight through the defense of Evesas, and Alves instead gives it to Villarente. He's working against Robbie Darang. Somebody's got to take it. That's going to be a shot clock violation. Our officials at the scorer's table putting up the paddle to signal the shot clock violation. The buzzer sounded as well, but our officials will double check if there was indeed a foul that was called before 0 on the shot clock.
Well, just when you think that the ball's going to swing the other way, this situation comes up.
You just love the action being shown by the teams here today. Everybody from Bicol to Mindoro, Marikina, and Negros, they have left everything on the floor. And this Sarangani to Bataan matchup also has not disappointed.
And of course, Bataan, you know, they got a really good situation here where they're down just 2 possessions, get a good stop, go run the other way. They're pretty much in this still.
So it is a shot clock violation against Sarangani. Bataan will take possession. Megan Galang comes back in for Coach John Calios.
Look at those guards. Jess Diputado, Megan Galang. Those guys can still score.
Darang brings it into their front court. Sazon at the post against Roque. Quick attack, tap from behind. Diputado almost left Ron Lastimosa in the dust. Galang telling their teammates to set a screen for Anthony Roque. That option is not there. Shot clock winding down once again for Sarangani. Diputado. Gaban switches on him. Galang with a hand in his face. Short. Roque still has it. Diputado for 3. Off to the right. Lastimosa pushing. Darang. Pass to the corner. Sazon. Ramos still couldn't get it.
And they're getting those attempts. They're just not making it.
This is just a 6-point lead. Definitely not safe for Sarangani. Diputado finds Galang. Megan turns the corner. Passes it to Robbie Darang. Darang has Lastimosa on the left. Lastimosa says, let's wait for some troops. Gabawan takes it from the outside and banks it home for 3.
And to the delight of these Bataan Risers fans, it's just a 1-possession game now, Javi.
62-59. Chance of defense being heard here inside the Orion Sports Complex. Diputado to Coy Alves. Shot clock at 2. That's a violation against Sarangani. They are roaring, they are shouting, they are cheering, especially after this. The fans of Bataan are. Jamil Gabawan cutting this lead to just 3 points right now.
Gabawan definitely not second-guessing himself. They talked about overthinking. Take that out of the window and just keep playing your game. Right now, they got an opportunity to, try and equalize now at 62.
Gabawan with 7 points in this game. He also has 6 rebounds. Lastimosa to the corner. Sazon against a phalanx of defenders. Gabawan once again. Jamil Gabawan scores anew.
Wow. Jamil Gabawan.
(62-61), a personal 5-0 blitz for a man named Jamil Gabawan. Look at this. Sazon, tough make right there, left it short. And Gabawan finding tooth and nail for that rebound. He is rewarded and he benefits his squad, cutting down this Sarangani lead to just a singular point. We'll be right back after these. Babalik ang Mahalaga Pilipinas Basketball League. Ang liga ng bawat Pilipino is suddenly, just when we thought that Sarangani was in control of this game, Jamil Gabawan comes to life for the Bataan Risers and rises them up.
Second quarter actually belonged to Sarangani. They want to take back that quarter and get this third and move on to the fourth with a much better compete side and opportunity for them.
2 minutes and 7 seconds, the time remaining here in the third quarter. Roque, Galang, Villarente, Peralta, and Bulawan. The five on the floor for Coach John Calios. Para naman kay Coach Rene Baina, it's Robbie Darang, Ives Sazon, Alex Ramos, Jamil Gabawan, and Ron Lastimosa. Villarente to the corner. Galang against the defense of Alex Ramos. No problem for Megan Galang.
Well, they must have missed out on the report on Megan Galang. Every time he's one pass away, you got to be on him on this grill, prevent that ball touching his hands.
9 points in the game, all threes for the St. Clair College standout. That's a block by Jeb Bulawan. Galang leading the break. Peralta at the middle. Stolen by Lastimosa. Jamil Gabawan all alone on the other side.
Oh, that an end one? This place is so loud we can't hear the whistle.
Gabawan went down and apparently holding on to his right leg after he made the shot. I'm not sure if he was hit or this is a case of cramps.
I think he got hit on that upper part of his leg.
Let's see what happened. Look at Robbie Darang. Speed definitely kills. And there, Jamil Gabawan takes care of business. Couldn't really quite see it from that angle. Here's a reverse camera angle. Parang iniwanan ng paa.
Yeah. Gingerly landing after that layup attempt. This guy Gabawan has got 9 points, I guess, 7 in a row.
Not really something that is warranted in any situation. That was very uncalled for. Galing kay Megan Galang. Our referee is really taking a look at this. A good thing that Jamil Gabawan seems to be okay. Oh no, I'm sorry. I think he's being tended to on the bench right now because Coach Rene Baina has pulled out Rafi Octobre from that bench.
Right, right. I think he is being attended to right now, right there. See on your left side of the screen.
Our officials just making sure that the right call will be made. The basket will indeed count. But there was a foul called. It was against Megan Galang. A good thing for Sarangani that wasn't an unsportsmanlike foul. Because if it was, it would be a bonus free throw plus ball possession.
So Rafi's gonna take the free throw in lieu of Gaban.
Let's hear later from Andrea what the update is on Jamil Gaban. He has led this run for the Risers. Octobre can get them to within one, missing on the free throw though.
Gotta get a good stop here if you're Bataan.
Peralta left all alone, but no, not in my house, says Alex Ramos.
Well, Alex Ramos with the perfect low side help on that skip pass, timed it perfectly at the apex of that jump. Boy, you gotta love that block.
The approach looked like he was going for a volleyball spike.
Oh yeah.
And he's just swatted that out of bounds. 8 on the shot clock here for Sarangani. Peralta wanting to redeem himself. He got the shot off. Alex Ramos wanted another block. Unfortunately, he clips Peralta this time. And that's going to be a personal laban sa kanya. Baguio will come in for Rafi Octobre. Brief stint on the floor para sa kanya. Peralta's free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
Well, that free throw game as well is still in favor of Sarangani, going 14 out of 18 for roughly 76-77% versus that of only 5 made free throws out of 15 attempts. Oh no, 6 out of 11 rather for Bataan.
3-point lead being held on to by Sarangani. Sazon, he loves those pull-up jumpers. Still would not drop for Ibis. Could be a 2-for-1 situation here for Sarangani if they hurry. Villarente to the roller. That was Sam Peralta. Darang completes the steal for Bataan. Shot clock is off. Last shot time for the Risers. Lastimosa to Ibis. Sazon, short. Alex Ramos tips it in. 6 seconds left here in the third. Villarente against Darang. Villarente could not score. And that will be it. What an action-packed third quarter between these two squads.
Boy, how high octane was that quarter, especially for Bataan?
Oh, Bataan definitely rising up from the depths of hell as they came back on the heels, or on the shoulders, I should say, of that man, Jamil Gaban. 11 points, 5 out of 8 from the field, 7 rebounds, and 2 steals.
Boy, and a lot of that as well, as much as we harp at the performance of Jamil Gaban, but you know, Robbie Darang being all over the place, stealing those possessions, picking up those loose balls, turning it into fast break points and opportunities for them. That's really been a good thing for Bataan in this quarter.
7 out of the 11 points of Jamil Gaban coming in that third quarter alone. 66-65. Isa lang po ang kalamangan dito ng Sarangani. This end of quarter score is brought to you by GameX.
You are still watching the MPBL, and right now kasama ko si Benji Jimenez of the Sarangani Marlins. So Benji, maganda naman ang pinapakita ng inyong team ngayong gabi. Could have been better kung may dagdag na firepower mula sa'yo. Bakit nga ba hindi ka naka-uniform ngayong gabi?
Na-sprain ako sa practice namin eh. support muna ako. Pag 100% ako, maglalaro na ako sa team namin.
Sino ba bang injured mula sa Sarangani Marlins?
Pablo Escalambre, si Jordan Santa Ana maglalaro na ata ngayong next game yata. Si Carlo Escalambre, ACL eh. Papagaling muna siya.
That is so sad to hear. Well, we are hoping for your fast recovery at sa iyo ding mga teammates. That's our update on Sarangani Marlins. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Shout out to Carl, I'm sure he's watching right now. A speedy recovery to him and to the rest of his teammates. Meanwhile, back to the ball game here. Fourth quarter now underway between Bataan and Sarangani. The quarter scoring on your screens.
I see right there, really good recovery on that third quarter para sa Bataan after losing out in the second quarter. And man, another good basket right here. Dom Vera.
Oh, that was Ives Sazon.
Sazon rather.
8 points now in the game, and more importantly, getting the lead to Bataan, 67-66.
Oh man, he got called for that grab. Robbie Darang.
After being down by as much as 11 points in this game, the Bataan Risers have definitely risen. They're up by 1 at the start of this fourth quarter. How will Sarangani respond to this? Coach John Callos looks like he's not happy right now.
All right, after a really close first quarter, Javi, being tied at 25-all, Sarangani claimed that second quarter, but you know, Bataan came roaring back with that huge third, predicated on Gaban getting those points.
Sazon is tasked to guard Ryan Suwal. Villarente has been dynamite as well para sa Sarangani.
Open floor once again.
Sazon dives for that basketball. Baguio had to adjust. Destacamento fouls Dante Baguio on the way down.
Dante Baguio was actually anticipating that contact against the King Destacamento. He knew that he wasn't, you know, separated enough to be able to get that shot over the length of the arm of King Destacamento. So really just fishing expedition right there.
Two guys with great lengths clashing with each other in midair. However, Baguio just getting the better of that matchup. Baguio sinking the first free throw.
Now this place is rocking with this 2-point lead of Bataan.
2 for 2 for Dante Baguio.
Now, if you're Sarangani, you got to stay composed. You've been doing really good for the most part. Forget about that third quarter. You got to come back to who you were.
And you know what they say, it's not about how you start, but it's how you finish.
Right.
Suwal hooks a pass. Destacamento tries to do the same to Coy Alves. Unfortunately, they turn the ball over. Bataan basketball.
Well, that's the third time that we've seen King Destacamento get that ball from up top. He had a shot, doesn't take it, opts to feed it inside, and for the most part, it's really been turnovers.
Can the Risers extend this lead? Sazon, that's off to the left. Baguio could not handle it, but looks like it was tapped from behind. Coy Alves is imploring Coach John Callos to challenge, but unfortunately, he doesn't have
used it, right?
any more challenges to use in this game. His challenge back in the first half was unsuccessful.
And boy, when you talk about those misses of Ives Sazon, he's being saved by the offensive rebounds of his teammates. And the putbacks too.
Darang, shot clock reach 6. Robbie,
Oh, wow.
double cross. Jumper
wow.
is all nylon for Robbie Darang.
Oh, man.
With 71-66. Playground basketball at its finest. The former Diliman College Blue Dragon dazzling and razzling.
And the reigning MVP of the UCAL. We talked about Robbie being underutilized in the second quarter. Man, they come back with a third, and this is really good Robbie Darang we're seeing right now.
8 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in this game. Presenting our Suzuki Muscular and Sporty fan of the game, just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki, the Avenus. Oras na para magmotor. Well, thank you so much to Suzuki for supporting us in the 6th season of our league, along with our other sponsors, of course, Buenas, as well as Extreme. Back to the ball game here between Bataan and Sarangani. Big run made here by the Risers to start the 4th quarter.
Well, one of the things that the Sarangani team is actually missing was, Suwal's been silent for quite a while. He's been the guy we've been talking about for the entire first half. There's start of the 3rd quarter, but, things just switched without Suwal on the floor.
At 14 points in the first half, only has 3 here in the 3rd and 4th quarters. Villarente against the defense of Lastimosa, that's a miss.
Boy, when you talk about this man right here, Robbie Darang, he's really just brought a lot of, stability offensively para dito sa Bataan Risers.
Sazon attacking left, sidestep. No good on the shot. That's going to be a foul against Sazon.
And having all those point-blank shots have been missed by Sazon so far. And his teammates have always been voluntarily getting in there and trying to get those offensive rebounds. That time around, they didn't get that. And so it's ball swings over to the side of Sarangani.
It's really been a struggle for him inside the paint today. Well, actually, overall from the field, Avis Sazon has not been able to hit a lot of his shots. He does have 8 points in this game, together with 4 rebounds and 2 assists, but far from the efficiency that we're used to seeing him with. Alves needs a teammate, hands it over to Villarente. Zomar for 3. A little bit too strong. Alex Ramos, the pitch ahead. What a catch by Robbie Darang. And gets the shot to go. Robbie Darang. 4 points here in the 4th quarter.
And those are crucial 4 points here, Javi, for Robbie Darang and the Bataan Risers.
Villarente goes back door. Destacamento finishes the play. Lucky assist right there coming from Coy Alves. Great feed coming from Felix Villarente. 73 to 68. To look at the assists total, 23 to 14.
Well, you asked me earlier about, is that a worry on the side of Coach Acalios? Right now, I think it is.
Suwal, 3 for 3. No good. Alves looks like he was pushed from behind. If that's going to be on Bataan, that's going to be team foul number 4. Look at that pass. And what a way for Robbie Darang to recover and then score. Just immense speed and talent being displayed by Robbie Darang, while on the other side, King Destacamento restoring some order, or at least a semblance of it, to Sarangani. Alves, that first free throw rattles in.
Well, and as much as we talked about Suwal not catching a rhythm right now, he's got to start a new one here. Game on the line, your team's down 4.
6 points, make that 7, and 5 rebounds in the game para kay Coy Alves. Coach Rene Baina will call a timeout here. He still has 2 remaining right after this. They're up by 3 points. We'll take a short break. Nagbabalik ang Marlica Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. We are still live from the Orion Sports Complex in Camalig, Bataan. Advance, happy araw ng Kagitingan, and advance, happy araw ng Bataan to everybody here in Bataan Province. Their risers are still up by 3 points here against Sarangani, but there's a steal. Sual couldn't kiss it off the glass to the floater. Baguio to Lastimosa. The lob intended for Alex Ramos. Played very well there by Coy Alves.
A good recovery by Sarangani, trying to swing the possession over to their side.
Villarente!
Oh,
that's a
gonna be a
goal 10.
goal 10 right there. Definitely. That shook that entire goal post.
Might have shook Coach Rene by now also after that. Could have been another stop para sa kanila. It was on the way out.
Yeah.
Take a look at it again. Baguio was going for the swat, but in the process had a finger on that net and even touched the board.
Oh,
Villarente picks the pocket of Baguio. Villarente back-to-back hits.
That's almost 4 turnovers already committed right here since that timeout committed by Bataan.
And look who's back in the lead. 74-73, Sarangani in the driver's seat once again. They get the steal. That definitely is a foul on Mitchell Minus.
A big decision point here for Coach Rene Baina. Robbie Darang has just been an X factor once he's on the floor. Without him, the question now is, do you bring him back?
Look at that, Felix Villarente getting the steal, getting the score, more importantly, getting the lead back to their side.
And Gaban right now is gonna check back in.
Jomar Madayag, no jitters at the line, sinking that first free throw. He really has a high looper of a shot.
Yep.
Madayag with 6 points now in the game, but he has 8 rebounds, Coach.
Right. And rightfully so, Robbie Darang comes back in together with Jamil Gaban.
By the way, those 8 rebounds lead all Sarangani players in this game. Your point guard leading that department. Ibis Sazon is back. Instant impact for Bataan.
Finally, Vesason sees that ball go in after that ball got swung to that weak side of the floor. Started with this pass and immediate recognition. Sees that other side of the floor. That clean finish with a foul to gain.
Ibis Sazon, although he's been struggling this entire match, when the chips are down, when push comes to shove, you can expect him to deliver. That's a 3-point play for Ibis Sazon, but still a lot of time to play in this game. We're all tied up at 76. We're not even past the halfway point yet. Sual, Sazon has done an incredible job on him here in the second half.
That's right.
Sual, 4-3, in and out. Villarente kicks it out.
Oh, man.
Madayag back irons that one. Alves keeps it alive. Robbie Darang comes up with it. Darang now past a multitude of defenders. Minus leaves it inside for Ramos. Still a lot of time on that shot clock. Darang wants a screen. Gets it from Jamil. 6 on the 24. Lefty versus lefty.
Wow.
Jamil Gaban, drop step, pass to Alex Ramos, and the score.
I'm telling you, Javi, Robbie Darang is just on a different level as a factor in this game. He's made things happen for Bataan.
Jumawas takes Jamil Gaban to school on that play, scoring his 4th point of the game. Sazon back to Robbie Darang. Gaban wants to get that shot back. Sazon cuts, finishes with the reverse.
Every time you get that ball on the post, everybody's looking at you. That weak side 45 cut is one of the most potent cuts that you can have, exactly how Yves finished that.
He came out with the game earlier with 8 points. Now he has 13 on 5 straight. A 3-point play plus that last layup, and Bataan gets a stop. They're up by 2. Coach, you talked about Robbie Darang. Sarangani, we know, especially coached by John Calios, is known for its speed. But Robbie Darang is as well, and he definitely has left his mark. Mitchell Minus looking to do the same with that basket.
Got 9 points already across his name, but Robbie Darang is just a speed in control.
Plus 20 advantage for Bataan in the interior. Jamawas, eye to eye against Jamil Gaban. He kicks it out. Villarente attacks left.
Oh, man.
No, 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 no. Mitchell Minus says, better luck next time, bro. Take a look at this defensive play. That definitely should be on the highlight reel.
Part of that block actually should go to Ramos because he stayed with that attack by Villarente, not allowing him to get that free lane, and just that help side defense coming into play again.
Villarente this time goes baseline but runs out of space. That's going to be a turnover for Sarangani.
The speed at which these guys are playing this is just making this game a really remarkable one.
Darang orchestrating here for Bataan. Sazon, he's been hot. Suwal gets the steal. Destacamento is on the left. Ryan met by 2 defenders. Sazon on his hip. Suwal throws it up. It just hasn't been the same kind of shooting night for Ryan Suwal here in the second half.
Well, I guess the key difference from the first half is that he's actually doing catch and shoot back then. I mean, just a couple of dribbles maybe, but right now he's doing multiple dribbles, trying to find open seams, and once he gets that shot, it's a lot more difficult, I guess, than how he took it in the first half.
0 out of 2 from the line in the first half. And he continues to miss from the charity stripe. For most scorers, edge shooters, being on the free throw line is an opportunity for you to get your rhythm back.
Right.
Suwal gets the second one to trickle in. This is just a 3-point lead. Game far from over. 82-79. Minus lobs it. Ramos couldn't finish. Tips it in. Second serving is good. 84-79.
And everything really just clicking here for Bataan.
We now enter the final 2 minutes, brought to you by GameX. Villarente once again missing from point blank. There's a foul called after that. It looks like it's going to go against Bataan. And the Risers are now over the limit.
This is a situation right here that most probably Sarangani can take advantage of. I mean, if every foul from here on in, otherwise offensive, is going to lead to free throws. I mean, that's something that you want to consider too. So each and every time, if it's a half-court set, or whether out in the open floor, you want to attack strong and wait for that contact to come in the hope that probably get an end one too.
Oh, but what are we seeing here? Coach Rene Baina will be challenging the last foul called on Robbie Darang. So referees will be taking a second look at this. Boy, what an exchange of events. High octane, high speed action we're seeing between both teams. Sarangani, known for just that, fast and the furious. But Bataan has gotten on their heels. In fact, they are ahead right now by 5 behind the leadership of Robbie Darang off the bench.
Right. And when you talk about leading by quarters, first half, Suwal was the player that really made that a huge run para dito sa Sarangani. But come the third quarter, Jamil Gaban has really mustered enough strength, going at it, clawing and everything, getting the rebounds and making every hustle play just so they could come back, which they did. But overall, in the second half, under that layer, you see the work of Robbie Darang out there.
It's been crazy. A lot of players stepping up to the plate, especially here. Fourth quarter, this is winning time for both squads. Both teams playing their first games of the season here in day 2 of the 6th season of the MPBL. There you see former San Beda head coach Rene Baina huddling up his current squad, the Bataan Risers.
Suwal actually's got 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists to his name. Gabawan's got 11, 7, and 7 rebounds.
Funny, coach, we haven't seen a lot of Chris Torado
Yeah.
and RV Bringas in this game. Well, for RV Bringas, that was understandable considering the way Sarangani
right.
has pushed the pace. But why do you think Coach Rene hasn't been able to utilize Chris Torado yet?
Well, I think given a choice between Chris Torado and Robbie Darang, you get a little bit more stability on Robbie Darang. I mean, if Robbie Darang doesn't see anyone, he's actually a threat that can score as well, be it from the outside, doing snake dribbles inside, finding open men. And that's just the value of Robbie Darang, that you have not to take anything away from Chris Torado. I mean, that guy's pretty good too, but at this point in time, you need somebody who's very efficient. And so far, that time's been given to Robbie, and he's been responding.
And you just saw earlier Coach Rene Baina also talking to the players on the bench, trying to rally everybody to maintain a positive outlook on this game and to not let this slip away from them. 5-point cushion still being held by their squad. Let's see what our referees have decided. Miguel Pere will be announcing in just a moment. All right, let's listen in.
Upon review, the challenge was successful,
Oh my goodness.
resulting to a jump ball. Possession
Coach Rene
arrow
Baina pulling out that gambit
Wow.
and earning a successful challenge. Therefore, they will be getting possession here. Take a look at that. This was the play in question earlier. There was a lot of contact trying to go for that basketball. But it seems at the very end, it was all ball for Robbie.
Right. You were correct on that. A lot of contact prior to that one, but if it's the call was made on that ball tap by Robbie, then that's no foul.
Mitchell Minus.
Oh.
Chop step, the score. Crucial basket right there for Bataan. 11 points in the game for the newly minted Bataan Riser.
3-possession game, you gotta make a good one here.
Villarente almost turns it over. Oh, it's so loud in this place, you could barely hear the whistle. There was actually a foul called against Ron Lastimosa. Take a look at this, coach.
Yeah, little jab step going right, dribble going middle, spin the other way, leaving that defense hanging, and that strong finish.
4 players now in double figures para dito sa Bataan Risers. Si Besazon with 13. Jeff Santos with 13 as well. Jamil Gaban with 11. Mitchell Minus with the same total.
And Sarangani's pretty much in this. It's still a long game. Minute and a half. You're down 2 possessions. Gotta get a good stop. Then convert the other way.
Missing free throws not helping their cause. 86-80. Darang forced to give it up. Minus says, let's milk this clock.
You can't let that ball go back to Darang right now.
Oh, that was supposed to be an alley-oop play. Sazon recovers the pass and scores the basketball himself.
The referee's trying to confer right now.
Coach John Calios on the court right now. He is livid.
Yeah.
He is mad.
And he's claiming that they hung on to the rim.
He actually has a case.
Right, he does.
But what we don't know, though, is could they retract that basket?
And, you know, flip it.
Yeah.
Right.
So our officials will take a review. The question is, even if they decide it was offensive interference, can they nullify that basket by Vesazon?
Yeah, no, those are 2 real good questions too, Abby. But right now, as it is, it's 86-80. Oh, that's 88 because they counted already that basket, you know, pending the result of this discussion.
Our technical team also helping out our referees there at the review center to make sure that they get this one right. Sarangani just melting down here at the tail end of our court. Let's take a look at it again. This was the lob. Take a look. Ramos hangs on to the rim.
Oh yeah, that was a considerable time that he hung on to.
And it was still shaking when Sazon went up for the shot. Now another question is, Coach, is it really offensive interference even if the shot wasn't up yet?
Wasn't there,
when he started to hang.
Yeah.
Final decision being made now by our referees.
I guess the call stays.
The call does stay. So it is an 8-point lead, 88-80. Coach John Calios not liking the decision at all. Well, he was arguing that the inbound should have been here in the front court.
Yeah, right.
And there are officials correct themselves. Peralta receives the throw-in. Villarente drives right. Turns the ball over. Lastimosa with the steal. Under a minute to play. Minus gives it to Robbie Darang. Sazon, their main man. Minus being given space. Ramos push shot. And that just might be the final nail in the coffin. 90-80 is the score.
But a lot of those dribble penetrations and interior passing, another block right there.
Minus with the swat. That's number 2 in the game. Sual couldn't hold on to the steal. It will stay with Bataan. And that looks like that's going to be it. 22.7 seconds left. 10-point lead. Bataan with possession.
Well, Sarangani had their chances earlier, but Sual really just turned cold.
Sual scored 14 points in the first 20 minutes of action. Here in the third and fourth quarters, only has 4 markers to show for. 8 seconds left. Sual dribbling, shoots it from 3. That's short. That definitely is it. Well, what a ball game indeed. And what a way to live up to your moniker. The Bataan Risers rising from the ashes, down by as much as 11 points, earning their first victory of this season. But first, let's take a look at the 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. That was a crucial basket in the comeback for Bataan. Jamil Gaban, before he went down with that injury, scored 5 straight points para sa kanyang kupunan.
He was actually the one who believed that they could still come back and reclaim that quarter, and because he believed in that, things really just started turning the way of the Bataan Risers. And with Robbie Darang doing his stuff, it is how it is.
90-80 is the final score. That's brought to you by GameX. Bataan 1-0 to start the season, while Sarangani will go down to 0-1. That marks the end of our Monday triple header here at the Orion Sports Complex. Boy, what intense action so far. We've seen all of the games so far here in this 6th season have been very promising. And for our Buenas best player of the game, Coach, your pick was
Jamil Gaban, because he's been the guy that's really made things possible right there. When everybody said, now we're not gonna make it, he just kept on clawing and fighting back for the Bataan Risers, and he started that rise for Bataan.
Jamil Gaban, almost a double-double in this game. 11 points, 7 rebounds sa laro na to para kay Jamil Gaban. And he is at courtside with Miss Andrea Endicio.
First of all, congratulations, Jamil. Iba yung hustle na pinakita mo ngayong gabi, mapa offense or defense, to the point na na-injure ka na. Saan ba nanggaling yung dedication mo na yan? At ikaw mismo, anong masasabi mo sa performance mo?
Siguro lang nitong second half, nakapag-adjust kami sa depensa namin. Kaya nakuha siguro namin yung game na to. At so far, yung buong team, ng mga players, nagtulong-tulong din para sa game na to.
Seems like the Risers rose from the ashes. Pero matanong ko lang, ano nga ba tong sinasabi ng coaching staff ninyo na ino-overthink nyo daw noong first half na parang nawala noong second half?
Sorry?
Ano daw yung ino-overthink nyo noong first half na parang nawala nitong second half?
Siguro nung first half, parang nagkakagulo pa kami sa depensa. Kaya hindi kami makapag-execute, tas marami rin kaming fouls.
Alright, now you know, bawal nang mag-overthink. Meron ka bang gustong sabihin o pasalamatan?
Pinapasalamatan ko yung mga patayin nyo na laging sumusuporta sa amin. Yung family ko, yung management, Kamaya, sila Boss Goody, Boss Luis, management, si attorney, at yung family ko, yung wife ko, tsaka yung anak ko na nanonood.
Thank you so much. Once again, that is Jamil Gaban, our Buenas player of the game. Back to you guys.
Congratulations to Jamil Gaban and the rest of the Bataan Risers for notching their first victory of the season in their very first game of the 2024 edition of the MPBL. Our games tomorrow happening at the Villar Coliseum in Las Piñas. Bacolod versus Iloilo at 4 o'clock p.m. The Pampanga Giant Lanterns against Rizal at 6. And for our main game, the Parañaque Patriots will be going up against Manila. Another exciting set of matches for the 6th season of the MPBL. Thank you so much for joining us. To everybody who watched on MPTV, on Satellite Channel 53, on the Pilipinas Live app, and on Facebook, as well as on YouTube, maraming salamat. for my partner, Coach Mike Perez, for Miss Andrea Endiso, and for all the hardworking men and women of our production crew, Executive Producer Russell Torres, Direct Freddy Picardal. This has been Avi Palanya saying good night from Orion, Bataan. Happy araw ng Kagitingan, happy araw ng Bataan. This has been the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.
Ang bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na